So for this video, I'm going to go through the nephron unit of the kidney, which is the urine making function of the kidney. So we begin with the blood coming through the renal artery. It goes in through the afferent arteriole, which just means smaller branches of the renal artery. So it's going to go ahead and go inside the glomerular capsule, which is here, which is also known as Bowman's capsule. So inside here you have the glomerulus, and that is where urine is formed. And so we know that the process of urine is three processes: filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. So filtration of urine is going to begin here in the glomerulus. From there, it's going to travel to the proximal convoluted tubule, where it begins the reabsorption. From there, it's going to go down to the loop of Henle, from the descending limb to the ascending limb. It's going to go up to the distal convoluted tubule, where the secretion is going to begin. So from there, it's going to come down through the renal medulla, and it's going to go into the collecting duct, out to the calyx, which is in the renal pelvis, and then down to the ureters, and that's the process of urine. So also from this diagram, we can also see different sites of where diuretics are performing. So for example, you have acetazolamide. Remember, that is your diuretic that is mainly used for to reduce intraocular pressure. So people who have edema in the eyes. So that's going to be found here in the proximal convoluted tubule. We also have your osmotic diuretics, such as mannitol. That's going to work here also in the proximal convoluted tubules. We have our loop diuretics, such as furosemide, and that's going to act on the loop of Henle, which is here. We have our thiazides, number 4, such as hydrochlorothiazide, and that's going to work on the distal convoluted tubule. And then we have potassium-sparing diuretics, such as spirolactone, which is aldactone, and that's going to work over here in the collecting duct. So also we know that there are certain hormones that affect the nephron unit. So as you can see, we have angiotensin II. This is where that hormone begins to be affected. We have aldosterone, which is over here. We have renin, which is there. And then we have the antidiuretic hormone, which is there. So another thing that this diagram can show us is dealing with the descending limb and the ascending limb. So on the descending limb, it's permeable to water. And permeable, that just means that water can pass through. So water passes through in the descending limb. And then in the ascending limb, salts are able to pass through. So also on this diagram, we can see where some of our electrolytes, such as salt and potassium, are affected. Calcium and magnesium, salt and chloride, potassium and hydrogen. So it helps if you learn how to draw this model, and that way if you're getting asked a question on a test, such as where does filtration in the nephron unit occur? Okay, well, you're going to remember filtration begins in the glomerulus. Okay, where is the blood and the waste and everything reabsorbed? Okay, we know it's in the proximal convoluted tubules. And then if they're asking, once urine is formed, where does it go to? Okay, once urine is formed, it's going to go down through the calyx or the renal pelvis out to the ureters. So get familiar with this diagram here. This is your nephron unit. It is the urine making unit. Urine formation occurs through 3 processes. Again, filtration, absorption, and secretion. And that is your nephron unit.